Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of RiesKitchen. Today we're going to be making one of my partner Miles's favourites, and that's raspberry and pistachio friands. They're very quick and easy to make, but let's get into it. So first up we have some raspberries, frozen or fresh, 5 eggs, we're only going to use the egg whites, icing sugar, pure of course because we're doing gluten-free, plain flour, butter, pistachio meal made in the food processor, almond meal, baking powder and xanthan gum, crushed pistachios. So to start with, I've got my egg whites and I'm just going to beat them lightly with this fork just till they look a little bit like sudsy dishwashing liquid. I'm not trying to make meringue, so I don't need to get them to being soft peaks or anything, just helping to delineate the protein a little bit. Okay, so now we can just add all of our ingredients in. Now remembering when we're using icing sugar, that pure icing sugar is gluten-free. Soft icing sugar has icing sugar and corn flour mixed through it to make it soft, and it's not always gluten-free, so it's important to check. But for today we actually do just want the pure icing sugar. So just add that in. It always feels like a lot of sugar, but they're good. Some plain flour. Now my brand of plain flour already has xanthan gum in it. If your gluten-free one doesn't, you'll need to add xanthan gum, the almond meal and the pistachio meal. So I just ground this up fairly fine in my food processor. Right? This will give the mixture a lovely green tinge. Okay, and the baking powder and xanthan gum. Add a quick mix. Friands are a lot like muffins. You don't have to worry about the batter being too smooth. And our melted butter that you let cool a little bit because we don't want it to cook the egg white until we're ready. So once you're happy that all the flours have been pretty much incorporated, fold in your raspberries. Now I prefer to use frozen raspberries than fresh, but it's up to you, it's whatever you have on hand. And then just fold these through. You can see the beautiful green of this mixture. So I've just popped the oven on to preheat at 180, and now I'm going to grease our friand tin. Now a friand tin is pretty much an oval muffin tin, as you can see, and it's a good heavy solid one is best. If you don't have a friand tin, of course you can use a muffin tin for these. So just with a little bit of butter on a piece of paper towel, just rubbing the inside. So now it's a matter of ladling the mixture into the tin. I find actually one of these large dessert serving spoons is at the perfect amount, and I'll get them in. And so the last thing we need to do is just sprinkle some of these chopped up pistachios onto each one before we pop them into the oven. So now they can go straight into the oven in the middle on 180 for about 20 minutes until they're done. Well, these are smelling fantastic, so let's have a look. Most definitely cooked. Now with all gluten-free baking, and it's the hardest bit, is we need to let these sit in the tin until the tin is touchable by hand. That's 5-6 minutes so that they can actually start to solidify, because if we try and take them out now, we're just going to end up with a mess. So let them cool in the tin, then pop them on the rack. So it's time to put that coffee machine on and make a cuppa. So now that the tin is hand holdable, using your palette knife or a blunt butter knife, loosen around the edges, and fingers crossed they will just, woohoo, lift out. And then you can cool properly on the tray. So for the full recipe details, don't forget to check out my blog, the link below. And this one's also in my cookbook, Origins, if you'd like to have a look. But now the best bit, as always, is in the tasting. They are light, they are delicious. The raspberry is just amazing inside them. Until next time, everybody, ciao.